Okay.
Clap sync.
Clap that!
All right, boys.
Unite. 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody. I'm Will.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Sam, and we are
Working Title.
10K.
Behind the Scenes Edition.
The celebration.
Edition.
Podcast.
Edition.
Q&A.
Addition.
Yes.
Subtraction.
Hi, guys.
How's it going?
We had decided that for celebrating the first big milestone of 10K subscribers, we were going to have a Q&A with Q's from y'all.
Yes, sir.
And A's
From us.
from us. Some.
And first off the top, we just want to say we love you and
Thank you.
appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
We are blown away by the support that we've had so far, and we're not even a year in, so
Yeah.
We're ready for the next 10K after this, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Patreoners, too. Thank you.
Yeah. And shout out to everyone that dropped questions in the comments
Yeah.
of the posts and Discord and on Patreon, guys. So thank you for giving us the questions for the content.
Yeah, it's been a fun journey. It's been it's been a hard journey for sure, but
Yeah.
it's definitely been a fun one. And for everybody who's been here since the start especially, thank you so much. Even though we might not do shows that you watch and you still stayed through, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because we'll get back to the shows that you watch, probably.
Yeah.
We'll get back to the shows, and then, I mean, we'll all find something together that we love that
Yeah.
we can, like, follow through as, like, a big family watching it to go, together.
So do we just want to jump into it? How do you want to do this?
Yeah. So, we've bracketed off some questions, just keep it a little organized, but we're going to start with just the beginning of us.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So, the easiest question first. Where are you guys from?
The East Coast. That's it. That's all you're getting.
I mean, yeah. I guess for the fun of anonymity, is that the proper term?
Yeah, I think so.
For the fun of anonymity, we would like to keep our current state, though we are in a state, so if that helps. We are from the U.S., but we would like to keep that a mystery. Maybe you guys can figure out. Sometimes we sport clothing that might suggest one place or the other place. So keep an eye out, and you determine that for the time being. But we like that mystery, so
We'll keep it that way.
Yeah.
For now.
deal
For
with
now.
it.
Maybe 100K, we'll tell you where we're from.
Yeah, the address and everything. We might be setting up a P.O. box
box.
at some point, so inevitably you'll know.
Yeah. So, the next question is, how did you all meet, and how did you guys become friends?
I think this starts with you.
Yeah, you have to start
Yeah.
this one.
All right. So, goodness gracious, I don't even know what year I'd be, but it definitely elementary school. Me and Wilbert attended the same church, and I'm trying to think. Gosh, I haven't even told a story to a person in years.
I mean,
I don't even think I know how you guys met.
it's kind of weird because our sisters attended the same elementary school also, and they went to the same church. So, I mean, we went to the same church as a family. So, it's kind of hard to remember. This sounds so weird to say, but I don't remember a time without you in my life. It's been that long. Because, I mean, probably 5 or 6 years old.
I legit, I don't know the origin itself. I've thought about this before, but even before the Q&A, I'm always I always try to wonder when was the first day you ever met somebody, because you don't know, because sometimes you don't know if they're going to be your best friend,
Yeah.
So it's hard, but it's just like a conglomerate. Oh yeah, Will was there. So through church. And then I went to a middle school that Adam went to. And me and Adam, we were in different classes. We didn't really start to know each other until the end of middle school. And then we actually went to the same high school after that.
We took a break there, too. Because we didn't see each other a whole lot.
Not the same classes, but that's kind of how the system worked. And then, honestly, when you and I became really close was when we graduated high school. And then, just the going into the element of,
Adulthood.
New life, seeing who's still in the state. Me and Adam end up realizing we have a lot of things that we like. Similarly, is that a word?
Yes.
In similar quality. And I guess it kind of just hit off like that. We would hang out a lot. I'd come over here and hang out with him all the time, watching literally pretty much anything and everything. And yeah,
and Taco Bell too.
Fandom, food, dumb.
Yeah.
Being dumb.
Yeah.
That's how it all starts.
Yeah.
And then, what was the first initiation that I had between you?
Well,
It was like 2013 or something.
Yeah,
I think.
when they were
I was
still-
I was in high school.
yeah, when those two were still in high school together, we ended up playing like video. It was probably like Halo Reach or something like that. We probably played, or Call of Duty. We played that together. The first time I had actually met him was at one of your plays.
Yes. Fun fact, I'm an acting major. You'll probably learn about that eventually.
The theater kid.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, it was after we all graduated from high school. I mean, you guys, they were a year ahead of me school wise, but I don't really know how we got our like first hangout together. I mean, I don't even remember what it was. I just remember we all came over and like brought our video game consoles and played games and just hung out in, the basement at Adam's house. And yeah, it's just weird. It's like ever since then we've just been like the three amigos.
Yeah,
like
the big three.
Yeah, been here ever since.
Forgive us for not knowing like the exact thing, but that's just kind of how these friendships work. Sometimes you don't really know the exact description. You just know the general facility, and that's kind of how it is.
It gets harder too when it's like at this point, we've almost known each other for 20 years.
Yeah,
literally.
You know what I mean? And I mean, I've known you at almost a decade at this point, so it's like
that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah. It's nuts. So we've known each other for a long time.
I still remember just a small story. I remember the first time you guys actually hung out independent of me being like initiator, and I remember being like, this is the weirdest feeling ever. Like a church friend and a school friend there without me. I didn't mind it, but I was like, what in the world? This is weird.
Yeah.
What did we usually do when we hang out?
I mean, it was usually just like play video games, watch something, or get food. Like, I mean, that's generally what it is with us. And if you haven't gathered it because of how much nerd shit we talk, like I'm a big sports guy. These guys aren't as much. So like,
I like the UFC.
That's true. Yeah, not a sport competition, but that's a different argument. But we all just kind of like hung out around nerd stuff. The new Halo's coming out. The new Call of Duty. Let's all hang out and watch this. Game of Thrones. I mean, Game of Thrones actually, true. That's the biggest connecting piece because Game of Thrones was huge for us, and I mean that also is going to lead to some answers for later on down the line too.
Oh, fun!
When I would hang out with him, it's more movies and TV shows. It's TV shows, more so music too, because I think we're music dudes.
Music a lot, yeah.
We went to see Travis Scott together. That's so much fun.
That was such a great rip because of COVID. I can't wait for concerts to come back.
I know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we didn't really address this exactly, but how old is everybody?
I'm the oldest. I'm 25. Gonna be 26 soon.
I am also 25, a little bit younger than him.
And I'm 24. I'm like 11 months younger than you. It's like a year and a month younger than you. So.
And here's my first question for anyone watching this. I'm actually curious what you guys thought our ages were before the little reveal, because I don't know how we would look to people. I've gotten very young
and very old,
and never really in between. But it also depends on like facial hair length. So
what's the oldest you've ever someone's said?
I've actually been called 30.
Yeah, I can see that.
That makes sense now, but that was about 3 years ago. Yeah, when I feel like I looked a tiny bit younger, but and a little bit less receding hair.
I think I'm always younger. I think I get a lot of like 18 or 20.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
You?
I mean, like, it's all over the place. Like, when I was like 20, like, people always thought I was like my age now, like 24, 25. But then, like, when I was like, as soon as I turned 23, someone's like, oh, happy birthday. How old are you? 30? I was like, oh my God. Like, you've got to be kidding me. Why?
I'm always carded.
I'm never carded. Never.
That says it all. I'm always carded.
That's wild.
All right, so next question is, what are your day jobs? Basically, I'm a supervisor at like a big box retail store. So that's as much as I want to say about that, but yeah.
I'm a maintenance foreman at a landscaping company. That's all I'm going to say.
I love that. It's just like, that's all I'm going to tell you.
That's it.
That's it.
I mean, I do the channel. Pretty much.
Head editor.
Yeah.
CEO.
It's literally probably all I've done really since the
November.
start. When was the start? September?
Yeah. It was right before our trip. So
September.
November. Or September.
I mean, since that,
so
that was the only thing I had. And then if we're talking like anything before that, I mean, I worked IT for a school, in athletics department for a school, and manual labor for a brief time. That's pretty much it. But right now, just the channel.
Yeah. All right, this next one, I'm really excited for this one.
Oh boy.
What gave you guys the idea to start the channel?
Oh gosh.
The love of Game of Thrones, really.
Yeah. I mean, I would say for me personally, like as early as it started, at least since 2015, I would love watching reaction videos for people watching shows. And honestly, I actually started with Game of Thrones. I'm sure any of you who watch us know of Blind Wave, shout out. I loved their stuff. And they were probably the first reaction channel I ever saw. Pause. Oh, hey, Sam here from the future. Had to make a quick correction. After filming this, I realized that my reaction history goes a little bit farther back than that. It turns out I used to watch a channel back in 2010 during the final season of Lost, Season 6, with a reaction channel called AJ Rucker. Had to give credit where credit's due. Sorry, Blind Wave. And I just loved it because similar things, you like to hear what other people think of for movies or shows that you like. Then I started watching a lot of them, and then it just became kind of like the life I liked, and I was like, this would be really fun to do with people.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how I brought it up with you guys, because I just know that's the love that we have for these things. Yeah. And I was like, as the Joker said it, if you have any knowledge or any enjoyment in this kind of stuff, don't do it for free. So hey, here we are.
Genius.
Trying to make a business out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess for me too, and I mean, this is a little bit before you and I were friends, Adam, but we had always talked about, we were big fans of, we're gonna name drop a lot of YouTube channels we like, but Vanoss Gaming and you know, I mean, you were into PewDiePie and stuff. I liked Markiplier when he was first coming up.
Yeah.
And just YouTube in general was for me, it was so cool, just content creation. I always thought that was something I would be interested in doing, but we just being kids, you just don't really think it's feasible sometimes. At least I didn't.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, Sam got me into Game of Thrones. I mean, really,
all of us.
Sam is the king of getting all his friends into anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just anytime he finds something that he really likes, it's just automatically I need everyone I know to watch this. And just through that, and also watching reaction stuff. I mean, I was big into music reactions when that first started. I mean, ever since then, I was kind of man, I feel we could do a pretty good job of this, especially a lot of people who watch our reactions love our conversation afterwards, but that's how we've always been.
Yeah.
I mean, we would go see movies, watch TV shows together, and we would just sit and talk about the show forever. And I mean, theorycraft, make up stuff that what if this happened, or trying to piece together the puzzles of what the show puts together. And frankly, I think we can do it better than almost anybody on YouTube. So that's why, for me, that's why I was not as a competition against anybody else, but just I think that we can provide something that's a little bit different than what most people do.
Yeah. The fun thing too is it's a natural thing. Even if our conversation isn't always the most intelligent in comparison to maybe other people, the fact that it's just always, it's almost it's a second language really for us. It's always there because we are such nerds. And I would have these kind of conversations in real life with people, and they're like, why don't you ever just record yourselves talking about this stuff? I was like,
true. Yeah. It was a great idea.
Wow.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. What about you?
I mean, just like all the fans, I watch YouTube religiously, almost on a daily. Screw cable TV. I'd rather watch YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with Rooster Teeth, Achievement Hunter, and Let's Play, so just watching through them, I kind of wanted to get into the YouTube thing, and hanging out and talking with movies and TV shows with these guys. It's just, let's put it on the camera.
And it's fun too, just the idea of content creation, just the fact that you can have a business literally just watching a show and talking about it. I mean, how I describe this whole thing to people on a daily life, because it's kind of a odd thing to have to explain, I always just say we're football commentators for film. We watch this content, and then we literally give our hot take about it. And it's really simple. And that's, I mean,
oh my gosh,
really anyone can do that, but it really comes down to like how invested you are in the stuff you're watching. And we just happen to be invested in the stuff that we like watching. So
this past Memorial Day, trying to explain what I do to my grandparents is like, oh my god.
Your brother just explained it to us, and he was like, Adam was struggling to like trying to explain stuff. Yeah. And it is a kind of a hard thing to like talk about because it's like I really don't know anyone else who's a YouTuber in my life.
Right.
So.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, and like
people above us don't really know what YouTube is.
Elderly.
Yeah.
That's okay. But we got some older people that watch the channel.
Yeah.
Shout out to you
Thank
guys.
you.
We appreciate y'all. Next one is, what's your guys' goal for the channel?
Ooh. For me, I honestly like what we're doing now. I wouldn't say there is like an end goal.
Yeah.
I would say I would like this to be being able to do this full time around the board for all of us.
Yeah.
Where we can like literally make this like, as you guys know, this is a very early channel. It's not really like business level, but I think it'd be nice to like get to that level where you would see us being able to put out tons and tons of content of all kind of variety, like podcasting, talk about life, do the reactions, do
maybe vlogging.
Who knows?
Maybe,
vlogging.
Yeah, maybe.
Like the possibilities are really whatever. And like suggestions from like what people like you guys would like too, because I'm not really trying to corner myself into like one particular thing. But
yeah,
I mean, it's exactly what he said. Just doing this full time. I think we all can agree on that. We'd like to do this. I'd like more time to focus on this, but I have the day job.
Yeah.
I'd like to record stuff behind the scenes. You guys have been wanting full, uncut reactions, so that'd be cool to do.
Yeah.
For me, just being a place that like this could be like a career is probably the biggest thing. And just being open to like, I mean, I'm really down for whatever within reason, you know what I mean? That's like of good moral and ethics, you know, internet content creation wise. And also like, hey, if there's anything that you guys want to see from us more than just reactions, like
let us know.
Yeah, leave a comment in the video, shout us out on Discord or in our Patreon or wherever you guys follow us at.
In the description.
And just throw out your suggestions, like what you would like to see us do, whether it be a podcast, more Q&As, or I mean, who knows? We could have some idea. I mean, we're pretty good at making up ideas for like we could make up something for like a new show of what we do. So if you guys want to see some more stuff like that, comment down below.
That was the other thing. Even before we started the channel, you and I would talk about trying to do a podcast specifically about a show that we were just watching and really going into depth and detail about it.
Look at where we are now.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Quite literally. Okay. What is the best and worst thing about YouTube?
Goodness gracious.
I feel like you would lead that. I think you would know more than any of us.
Goodness. I mean, there's a lot of positives and definitely a lot of negatives about, honestly, the whole thing entirely. But I feel like that comes with almost anything in life.
Absolutely.
So, positives, let's see. I mean, one, it's fun because we literally get to do stuff we enjoy. So at like base level, it's like the dream of having a job that is literally something you love to do, which I think most people want to try to accomplish in life. So personally for me, like I love doing that.
And you're in control of too.
Yeah.
Being able to start whenever you want.
Yeah, I mean, well, within reason. Like
we have a schedule.
There's schedules to try to fit in as reasonably as possible, but
we make them at that point. Right?
Yeah, we do have more control, like a manager or a boss would, for things. A disadvantage, I mean, with any opinion comes hate or love. What's good though about our channel is honestly, like 95% of it has been just an outcry of really kind fans. So yeah, for the 5%, screw off.
We appreciate the like and the view, though.
A small disadvantage, but it's not really like a bad thing. It just is what the territory is. The schedule also depends on like when a show comes out and when us three as a unit can meet up. Yeah. And I mean that's definitely, it can be a challenge because as you guys know, these guys have like day jobs that we have to try to blend and make it work. So if you guys ever wonder why videos coming out late or why things maybe not be exactly in the order that you thought it might be, we're a young channel. We're working on it. We're trying to make it work, you know?
Yeah, I like the name Working Title.
Literally.
We're literally a working title.
And it's going to stay that way.
You know, I literally forget that that's what our name is. Like, I know working title, but then I think of it, oh yeah, because we're a working title. We're always trying to figure it out.
When I tell other family members about that, they're like, that is actually genius that you're calling it that.
Yeah, it gives us the like foot in the door to forgive us if we mess up.
Like, hey, just like, first off, we're gonna mess up and we're gonna make it kind of scuffed, but hey, we're here. You know?
We try with what we got.
You know what I really have liked about YouTube is just like a creative platform. Even though I think we're creative in what we do, even though it's just reacting, but. It's just like a fun play. Like everybody wants, that's kind of like the whole thing with social media. Everybody wants their opinion to be heard or have some form to like express themselves. And it's just like been fun to like just kind of share opinions and even we love to like debate and argue about stuff, and it's
I cherish it.
Me too. I love it so much, and like it's just fun because I think. A lot of times we're genuinely like really funny too, so it's just like we get to be funny, and then like even if no one else finds it funny, like we still get to enjoy it ourselves.
My own jokes.
Oh,
me too.
Probably more than anyone else.
Yeah. And then the worst. I mean, I don't even think it's a worst, but yeah, just dealing with like hate, and we deal with such a minimal level at this point. But like, I personally just like. I'm big on respect and treating people how they're supposed to be treated, and like you don't talk like sideways out your mouth to somebody like you don't know, or like someone that like something that's unwarranted. I've just never been big on that in my life. So like when people like in the comments will say things about like someone's character like on our channel about something that's like
when they hardly know you.
You don't even know me, and you also don't even know, like you're making a weird assumption off of like something that doesn't even really relate to like what you're thinking about. So it's like, you know, don't be a cornball and like be annoying, but like, hey, you know,
peace and love, baby.
Yeah, peace and love. That's it. But yeah, YouTube's fun. Like I just really enjoy doing it with my friends.
No cap.
So these are more personal questions, just about the channel, the guys, what we like, don't like, things that we're into, maybe fun stories. So I really like this one. What's a funny or cool story about each other that you guys have?
Good Lord.
Okay, I'll say one for each. We can't do like six stories for every person.
Damn, I wish I
have one.
Time to think. All right. I'm going to hate being exposed, but... oh, gosh.
Every time I think of Sam, it's usually how we hung out in middle school, where we would... What?
Oh, no, I can't even think back to me in middle school.
We would literally just walk around like a soccer field or something at our middle school and just talk about our love for Godzilla or some awesome like fantasy movie. And I just remember those good old days, just walking around field at recess with Sam.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I know I said one, but I have two because I have like one for each of you. But, so Adam, we've had a lot of good times together, but I always go back to thinking about that Travis Scott concert. So, like, I mean, Travis Scott's awesome. We love music.
Yep.
So, if you ever want to hear us talk about music, comment down below if that's something you're interested in. But, went to Astro World Tour, and honestly, that was one of, like, the craziest concerts of my life. It was in an arena, and, like, you're just running back and forth.
Yeah, we were on the floor, by the way. We weren't up there.
No
we were
seats.
in the mosh pits.
Yeah, and, like, me and Adam were just, like, running from, like, 50 yards this way, 50 yards back. Every time, like, Travis was popping up, and, like, locked arms, like, I can't lose you, brother.
Right,
And it was just, like, a wild night. It was so great. Oh. It's a great album, too, by the way, if you never heard it.
Yeah. I had a blast on my 25th birthday with y'all.
In general, it's a good time, so I'm trying to, like, pinpoint one time. Okay.
The camping trip.
I'm going to take that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm taking what he just gave me as an idea.
It was so much fun.
A really fun one, a really cool story is as our, like, initiation, our fire...
to the channel.
How would you explain
our blood pact?
The blood pact crucible. We decided to go on a trip to basically just the middle of the woods, and I mean it was wild. We kayaked way too far, probably broke our back and spinal columns, slept through
pouring rain,
a harsh storm.
Pouring rain.
Definitely not the required material that we needed for this thing.
Well, he has no room to complain about that because he was dry as fuck. We were in a tent together and we got
I had this stuff.
monsooned on.
In fairness, I tried to bring my tent that I knew was waterproof, and you're like, no, my dad's got one, it's great.
And that did not work.
The jumping off the rock.
Yeah, so that was a fun time. It was our first time being, I think, in a different state.
Isolated.
Just together.
Yeah, like, no adults.
No other friends, no other people we know, just us. And we already had a couple videos out, and when we were camping out somewhere by a lake, and our first video went viral, 3,000 views, crazy.
Yeah.
It was the Dune trailer.
Yeah.
And Will, I woke up and somehow we had Wi-Fi, and Will goes, "Our video is viral!" And I was like, "Yes, dude!" And he's like, "Yeah." And then he was like, "Oh, there's a lot of dislikes on the video." I was like, "No, not off the bat. They can't hate us already because we didn't know anything about Dune."
It was like our third video too.
I'm pretty sure I turned off the dislike. It's the only time I ever turned off that on the video because I was embarrassed. It was like a very.
I think it was like a 50-50.
It was very. We've never had that ever.
We average like 95%. Like
at minimum, like our videos do very
y'all
the hate. Yeah, you guys like it, and the hate isn't as present. So there's that story.
I have one for Will, and that was Will and I are really big Naruto fans. And Will had not finished the whole series.
Oh, yeah.
So he started catching up on it, and I told him, you cannot watch Season 3 without me. If you know what Season 3 is, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we got to hang out multiple days. I got to see his reaction to the crazy shit that happens in Season 3, and it was so much fun.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Getting text messages like, come on, dude, I just want to watch this.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just like fiending for the Naruto. And that is something... We are going to do down the line because Sam hasn't seen any of Naruto, so stay tuned for that one day.
Yeah.
One day.
Fun day.
Sam and I have been like on so many different like wild adventures in our life. It's kind of hard to like pick one, but I think one of the like this is really stupid, but like one of the funniest things was just like the day that I like we helped out at a camp for our like church for a week, and we stayed at one of our friends' house. You remember when I like wiped out on that longboard?
Oh yeah.
It was just like, I mean, it's not that funny. Well, other people thought it was funny. I didn't find it as much. I had never like skateboarded really before. Like the week before, Sam was like, "Oh, here you go, try this one. It's my brother's old one." We were skateboarding by his house and all that, and then we go to our friend's house, and he's like, there's like this huge hill, and if you're riding a longboard, it's fast. You need to have balance. I don't.
Neither do I.
And so we're going down a hill. It's steep as hell. And then him and one of our other good buddies, I looked at them and was like, "You guys think I can do this?" And they're both like, "Yeah, man, yeah." And then the only sensible person, and his name is Andrew, and Andrew's the most sensible human being we know.
Big teddy bear.
He's like, "Hey, man, like, why don't you go down a little bit?" And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds like a good idea." Sam and another buddy said, "Nah, that's fine. Go down." I go down 5 feet. I fly like a freaking eagle and just wipe out and like almost die.
Good time.
And I still love Sam through it all.
Yeah. On to the next.
Interests outside of film and shows.
I'm a photographer, and I've just started doing graphic design, so there's that.
Outside the show, Gosh, if it was before COVID, you wouldn't see from my skinny arms now. I got addicted to
working out.
Getting swole.
Very fun. I liked running a lot. I love swimming a whole lot. Just being outdoors too. Like I'm always down for an adventure and a good hike. I love that kind of stuff. I think it's very fun. If it's not that, gosh. I like listening to music a lot, but not like like the cool music. I listen to like sound. Yeah. Sorry, that's not true. That's not true because I do listen to music by compartmentalize depending on what I'm doing. So like lo-fi or soundtrack if I'm studying or working. Yeah. If I'm at the gym, it's R&B, pop, or rap. If I'm on a road trip, it's classic rock and hard rock. So
just to clarify, the soundtrack, it's like the moment when Jon Snow is at the Battle of the Bastards and that music is playing.
Spoiler alert.
No, I listen to like great music. I listen to the great classical, Hans Zimmer, Howard Shore, Ramin Djawadi, you name it. Those kind of guys.
That kind of soundtrack.
Sam listens to good soundtrack music. Yeah. It's just like majority. Like I think your standard is soundtrack.
Yeah.
Though. Like if you like on your regular. I'm not saying like it's your favorite music, but you're on the regular. Like if I was to pop in on Sam like. Taking a shower, you're probably listening to a soundtrack from like Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Game of Thrones.
Not when I shower.
AOT.
I do my work, when I'm or falling asleep. I'm not listening to that in the shower. What?
I don't agree with that.
You aren't there in the shower with me.
Literally,
what are you talking about?
Literally, like 3 weeks ago, I was having car issues, and Sam would give me a ride home. We'd listen to Attack on Titan music the whole ride.
It's in the car. Not the shower. I'm not listening to Aaron trying to kill Titans while I'm trying to clean myself.
That's another thing.
In the world?
I love music too. Music is a huge thing to me.
Let's go next question.
Or no, do your interest.
I'm just messing with you, Sam. It's okay. I'm big into sports and like music and podcasts. Like, I'm a big podcast guy. Like, I mean, I can name off like 1,000 that I listen to, but yeah, big into music and podcasts. I love my sports. Y'all see me wearing my jerseys all the time, so you'll never know what teams I like.
I'm into tattoos, I don't know if the camera can see them. I like tattoos as well. Oh my god.
Addiction or hobby?
Oh, it's a straight up addiction. Once you get one, you're not gonna stop. Like I have so many ideas. I want sleeves. You shouldn't even see my white pale skin. That's how many more I want.
Adam's got them all since we started the channel.
Yeah, seriously. No cap.
What is your guys' favorite kind or kind of food or food in general?
Spaghetti. That's my favorite.
Are we doing it based off like country?
No, what do you like?
American food?
I mean, just favorite kind of food. So it could be like you like Chick-fil-A more than anything on the planet, or
honestly, whenever I have to answer this kind of question, I go with pizza only because it's universal.
Solid.
It's always good almost anywhere you go, and it comes in different varieties. Boy, and Taco Bell.
I love like authentic Mexican food.
It's so good.
So good. Yeah, you go to like a good authentic
spicy food
Mexican restaurant, you get whatever bowls, burritos, enchiladas, quesadillas. It's all good. So
I like alcohol too. That's worth saying. It's technically food.
I'm cutting that shit out.
Who are your idols, famous or not?
Oh gosh.
Who do you look up to?
For appearance and look, the wrestler Jeff Hardy. He's a huge inspiration for me. But for like businessmen, what?
I don't know why that's so funny. It's just also what I was expecting.
He did specify for aesthetic purposes.
Yes, for looks. Yeah,
I know. That's true. That's true.
For business, it'd be my dad. My dad is like one of the smartest people I know, so I'd like to be like him, just my own version.
It's hard because like there's not like a particular one or two people that I would say are like inspiring. That I would say it's like just the people in my life that have like just in general been around me.
Yeah.
And if they have something that I feel is worth saying, I will take it and use it to better myself. I wouldn't say it's like there's like 3 lead figures in my life that are like, yes, you are the one that I will follow after, or be like. So yeah, I would just say just like if there's somebody wise in my life, I will listen with an open ear. If there's somebody I think is funny, I will listen to them so that I can try to retain that humor. It's not like any one particular person. Sorry if it's a boring answer.
Jim Carrey as well. Sorry. Jim Carrey. He's so funny.
I do have like one, I'll say this also, rest in peace Kobe. I think like Kobe is like just being like a big sports fan and just like seeing the work ethic of Kobe, and just like you hear people say like Mamba mentality a lot. Like, I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever heard that, but it's like, you just put in the most work that you can to like try and be the best you can be. I mean, the dude, if anybody knows anything about basketball, Kobe literally, well, I mean, it's not like he was like the greatest player since he was like 12 years old. Like, he had to work his ass off to get to where he was. And I mean, like, you would hear stories about him, and it would be like, I showed up at the gym at 5 a.m. at the team gym, and Kobe is in there breaking sweat like he's been there all night. Like, dude was in the lab working every single day and night to, like, perfect his craft. And, yeah, that's for me. And then also, my sister. My sister's, like, one of, like, the smartest and, like, most, like, driven people I know. And, like, I try to, like...
Imitate it
or, like, be as much like that as I can.
Okay.
So...
I do have one. Came to mind because of you. I will say my mother. I will say she has a great perspective on always being kind-hearted and merciful to people, like, almost regardless of who you are. And I would definitely say it's inspiring because definitely in this world there's a lot of hate, and it's nice to try to go against that flow, and even when people might be antagonistic towards you, to always try to... not aim it back at them, but try to forgive. And my mom definitely is great at that kind of stuff. So I'll say my mom.
Nice.
Shout out, Mom.
Yep.
We love her.
We love her.
Any hot takes on any movies or TV shows?
Hot take. Mm-hmm. Ooh, I want to do one that's, like, controversial. Hold on. I want to try to, like, piss people off.
I mean,
real quick.
somebody said the last season of Game of Thrones.
You know what? Nope, not gonna go there. It's a whole wormhole.
I mean, you can.
Yeah.
I would say, this is definitely a hot take, I would say the 8th season of Game of Thrones is not as bad as people make it out to be. Or mostly I would say there are things that are worth cherishing, maybe not the story writing itself, the content provided that is still worth appreciating. Because, as a film guru, there's a lot of stuff that goes in making a film. And if the writing's not great, doesn't mean it's the end of the world, because there's plenty of shit films out there that people still love.
Yeah.
True.
So I would say if the writing doesn't hold up to standard, there's other things to appreciate. Spectacle, the craftsmanship of a set, the acting in and of itself, and the work that everybody else put into it, even if David and Dan didn't.
True.
So there's my hot take. It's not as bad if you look at the whole scale.
And they didn't even get that Star Wars series. Dang it.
Yeah.
So there's my hot take.
Yeah. You got one?
Mm-mm.
I have two. One, and this is kind of like overarching, but I think that generally the DC, like, I don't think DC's trash. DC has great stuff in it, but DC movies have been like doo-doo other than Batman. And I think that if Christopher Nolan, like I think if they gave the keys to DC to Christopher Nolan and he could have like overseen that whole thing, just because what he did with like the Dark Knight trilogy, perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that was like, I mean, this is a question later on down the line, but I think Dark Knight is like the greatest movie ever made. Like,
yeah.
I think it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think if they gave Christopher Nolan the keys, DC would be good and actually compete with Marvel and not be like garbage to where they're have to remake the Justice League because they decided some other director should take it over and completely mess it up, and DC movies are kind of trash. Oof. The other one, this is the one that you and I always argue about. Can you take one guess what it is before I say it?
Iron Man or Captain America? Or
I mean, yeah, kind of.
hit me with it.
I think we watch Falcon Winter Soldier. Bucky has a special place in my heart after that show. I still think that they should have put down Bucky as soon as everything was done at Civil War. Just put him down.
Put him down?
Put him down.
Like, kill him?
Yes.
Why?
Because he murdered Tony's parents.
Oh.
That's where the debate came in.
And I get it. You can tell me all you want. He didn't have control, whatever. Dude was 80 years past his time limit. Like, he already lived his life. He technically died a long time ago. Like, why are we making him live and suffer anymore? Like, you get two things. You get to put him out of his suffering and just end it. And you also get to, like, avenge Tony and the Stark family.
Well, couldn't you say that is his punishment? He has to live with all that?
No, that's not a good punishment for me. He's alive.
All right.
I would say it's a great punishment, and I would say it's a great punishment to give him to live, and he gets to redeem himself and return to the Bucky that we know with his own heart.
I don't know if that's even possible at this point to redeem himself.
Redeem his own self and try to better the fake version of him that was hostage crisis.
Listen, Bucky was great in Falcon Winter Soldier. I like him now, but that's still my opinion.
That's a whole other topic for another day.
I think mine would be get rid of filler in anime, please. Just be done with it. Especially if anybody watched Naruto Shippuden. Towards the very end, there's the whole war, but then it's like, oh, we're going from a crazy war to, hey, what was Naruto doing in the very first series? I don't care. There's a war. I want to see that. Get rid of filler, please. That's it.
That's it.
Okay, this question is, rank the shows that you've reacted to so far. I would say, let's do top 5, because we've done more than 5.
I also don't want to piss people off if some of the shows that they didn't make the list.
Yeah.
This is mine. I feel like mine might come as a shock to you two, but
2 of them are the ones that really pushed us.
Do you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Hit me with yours.
Dang, I wanted you to go first. Okay. I would say number 3 is Mandalorian. I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars more than anything in this world. So it's kind of hard for anything that's not good Star Wars to not be in that list. I'll say, Mandalorian number 3. Number 2, I'm going to go with The Witcher. Mm-hmm. I really like The Witcher. And granted, I had seen it already before the show, but like rewatching it kind of like invigorated,
psyched you up,
yeah, like it just like psyched me back up for the show, and I'm so ready for season 2. I can't wait for us to get to react to that. And yeah, it's just a really good solid show. And I'll say number 1. I mean, it's AOT.
Yeah,
like AOT. I would say like I've seen a bunch of anime, and I'm not like the biggest anime fan in the world. There's some stuff that I think's a little dumb, but I think like AOT is just like a story as a whole. Like it holds weight next to the greatest shows ever made that I've seen, and even like the greatest stories ever written. Right. I mean, like I'm big on like books and like, you know, like I mean even like history stuff, like real life stuff. I mean, it's just a perfect balance of like real life, history, fantasy, and just like good anime elements. I think it's the best that we've seen so far.
It's the most like totally different anime that's ever been made, I think, because there's so many tropes in anime, and I just don't see them in Attack on Titan.
Yeah, it's like its own thing. You almost can't even put it in like, anime. It's like just it's in that best if shows of all time conversation. I mean, even along with like the shows that you guys are about to see on YouTube, like. They're the highest, the highest rated on, like, Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb, like, ever, along with, like, other stuff, so, yeah.
Number 3 is Mando, like you said. It's the one that got our start, so that's pretty awesome. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, but seeing these 2 love the shit out of it is pretty cool. Number 2 would be AOT. I've already seen the show, like, 2 or 3 times, so just rewatching the first 3 seasons, towards the end kind of was like, oh my god! Let's just get this over with, please. I want to watch the 4th season. And constantly hearing these 2 talk about it is like, there's other shows out there too that are a little better than this. But it is a good show. And number 1, Invincible. That was just mind-blowingly awesome. It was so good.
Even listening, I'm still struggling to decide, honestly.
WandaVision gets like a second, like a 4th, a 4th in my head. Yeah, that like WandaVision was really good.
I mean that's even though it's not doing too hot for us, it's My Hero Academia, just because that is like our anime. Yeah. That is like something that's pulled us together as friends.
Yeah. I'm only not counting it because the season's kind of been.
It's so boring.
All right, this is hard because there are a lot of shows that I like that we're doing. So I'm gonna say. The Witcher number 3.
Really?
I really liked The Witcher. It might not have seemed that way during the reaction because I might have been critical or not understanding, but that does not mean that I don't enjoy the show. I'm actually probably more excited to start that next season than any of the other shows that we're watching. Also because it's not to say that the stuff we're watching is not adult, because it is, but there's an aesthetic about The Witcher that I just particularly like a lot. I like that old-timey medieval look and feel with a fantasy element. I also like that it's live action and I can look at an actor's expression and try to understand it as opposed to like some of the animated stuff that we watch. Number 2, Mando, obvious. We love Star Wars here. Grew up on it. It's a hell of a thing to grow up seeing ideas that kind of get thrown under the rug and kind of excused and forgotten about, and then seeing it appreciated in not only like a Star Wars universe for people who like it, but like as like a hot item to be talked about in pop culture, aka like spoiler alert, season 2, like Ahsoka. That's a pretty crazy thing, and it was cool that we got to like be there for that moment, reaction wise. I mean, it's one of our best videos on the channel right now.
Yeah.
As of right now with the 10K celebration, but like, I mean, that moment was like incredible for me, and I'm
the last episode too.
Yeah, and obviously the Luke reveal, the biggest
most
video
viewed
on
video. Check it out.
So that was just a really cool experience, and also just a cool experience from a YouTube perspective and with friends, because like that was definitely like, holy moly, okay, this could be a thing for us on YouTube, you know. And then number 1, Eren Yeager.
Yeah.
If the shirt didn't already tell you at this point, it's Attack on Titan. I mean, we're beating a dead horse at this point with how much you obviously know we love it. I go throughout the majority of my days like thinking about the show. I mean, 1, because I'm like editing the videos, but 2, just like it's such a fascinating world to jump into, and there's a lot of like really cool real life things to take from the show that reflect our own society and our own world. So it's a really easy show to like dissect, even if there's a lot of fantasy elements that you can't account for. And I mean, it's been such a fun journey to be a part of.
Yeah.
And with you guys, like, it's been such a fun thing to like discuss, and it is perfect for theory crafting, and I love to theory craft, so it's right down my element. And with that, a little tease, I cannot wait for a couple shows that will be doing the same exact thing for later down the line. That's all I'm gonna say.
Rest in peace, Demon Slayer.
We will do that eventually.
We will get back to Demon Slayer, we
YouTube
promise.
doesn't hate us.
Okay, we're gonna do two AOT specific questions just for time's sake, and then 1 final YouTube question.
Oh, battery.
A battery. About to die.
Okay. It's classic at this point. There's always a time where our camera turns off during filming.
Very much so.
We always talk too long.
Yeah, we always do. Alright, talk to you in a second.
Bye.
Alright.
We're back.
Back in business.
We've talked a lot about Attack on Titan, so we got a few Attack on Titan questions before we wrap this up. Alright, who is the best girl in Attack on Titan character?
How are we defining that? Best girl?
I would assume favorite girl character.
Oh, ooh.
I think I know yours.
Yeah, you probably do.
Yeah.
No, but it's not about me. You hit me with yours first.
What am I? I've gone first on most of these.
I'll go first. Mikasa. I love, like, she's so driven just to protect her man, Eren, and I think that's awesome. And she's a total badass, too. They should kiss, God damn it.
You go first.
I'm honestly... Okay, fine. I'll go first.
Because I feel like mine's probably the biggest mystery.
Okay. It is a throw-up between 2. It's either Ymir. Wow. Go figure.
Yeah,
I knew that.
I didn't think of that.
I knew that.
I know his other one, though.
And Hanji!
Yeah, I was just mouthing it the entire time you were talking.
Yeah, no.
She's awesome.
It's a hard throw-up between... And that's a hard thing, too, because Attack on Titan particularly has a lot of really awesome female characters.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like female characters sometimes are not well written in television just because people don't know how to do it properly. I feel like Attack on Titan has a really dope female characters.
Yeah.
I would say Game of Thrones is like the next best thing you can get with awesome female characters, but
Yeah.
Ymir and Hanji. I can't choose one.
That's bullshit. No, you have to choose one.
Ymir, because I would date her.
Okay.
I would date Hanji too.
This is going to be probably a little bit of a surprise. I really like Annie.
Oh no!
I thought you were going to say Historia.
Oh wait, I want to change it. I love Annie too.
No, too late. No.
I would marry Annie.
It's kind of hard because the anime doesn't have too much with her, but what's there is really interesting to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the OVA. I think that's really what sold me was the OVAs.
That was such a good one.
Damn, I didn't even think of her either.
Yeah, she's just like, I don't know, she's so interesting and like just like the weird like how reserved and quiet she was to just kind of like detach and do her mission, but then also like she kind of cared, and then also like her snap to like I have to like get crazy just to do this, you know what I mean? But yeah, all the girl characters in the show are like pretty great.
She has a great demeanor too. I love you talk about boss characters. She's the type that walk into the room and you can't mess with them.
No.
And that's the thing too. I saw that that anime like website where it's like I think it's animelist.com or whatever.
Anilist,
like,
yeah.
Yeah. And that has like a lot of people who vote about what's like great, and there's like top OVAs. I didn't see that OVA on it, but I love that one.
That's
No Regrets
so
was
good.
on it as like a top, maybe like one of the top 3, but that one was so good, especially for her character.
Yeah. What is the best song in Attack on Titan?
Oh, I'm curious, since I'm the one who listens. That's what songs y'all know?
Why am I going first?
You're like the AOT guy.
I'm the AOT guy?
I don't know. I feel like we're the.
Are we talking about like songs within the show or
best songs within AOT?
what? Like
intro, outro.
That's what I'm gonna say.
In the song.
The very first theme song for the entire series is the best song ever, and they should bring it back, please. All the other ones I am not a fan of, especially season 3.
That's insane.
Hot take for sure.
Yeah.
It's so hard because You See Big Girl gets me so hype every time I hear it. But I have to say, season 2's intro is like it's so good, man. It's so good. Like it's just like one of those things. Like I like soundtrack music, but I don't go out of my way to listen to soundtrack music. But I would go listen to You See Big Girl and then that intro. It's just it's so good. It's so good.
This isn't even a fair question for me. This is just like exposing. Like if I go on my phone right now, you're gonna see like the last 25 songs are literally just all AOT.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a favorite right now, and for anyone who made it to this point who likes AOT, I can probably just explain the song and you'll know it. There's one song that I'm particularly loving right now called TKT. It is the music that they created for season 3 part 2 for Armin's sacrifice, death, his resurrection, and the reveal of the Attack Titan. I love that song so much, so I'm gonna go with that. And they do a couple renditions of that song. Yeah. Oh! Or one more, because I'm obsessed with it.
That's fine.
Irwin's Charge, the Ape Titan song. Love that song. And of course, You See Big Girl's a classic.
Yes. That is so good.
I don't even know what song they're talking about. You See Big Girl.
That's the
it's,
Reiner reveal with Baritone.
I'd have to hear it.
You told me when we first started watching the show, you're like, listen to the song, Sam. Listen to the song.
Okay.
It's when Aaron busts out of the Santa Claus Titan. It's when he explodes to fight Annie for the first time as a Titan.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That song is actually fire.
Also called Vogel I'm Kefig.
Okay.
I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but
Yeah, that song's fire.
it's absolutely fire.
We're gonna do one last question to wrap it all up.
Great.
Would you guys ever do a Q&A live?
Live?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'd like to do like a live reaction, but yeah. That.
I think and if you made it this far, we love it, you guys, and appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Leave a comment if you made it.
Yeah, leave a comment if you made it to this question specifically.
Yeah.
Write down the time, whatever it was.
Timestamp it.
But if you do want to see more content like this, that's a little bit different from the reactions, maybe we can get it in on Patreon, get some suggestions from there, or maybe this is like a once a month thing we can do, and if we get the capabilities to do it live, that's something. I'd be down to do it. But yeah, you guys be down to do that too?
Yeah.
Sure.
Leave a comment if you wanted us to do more videos like this. Answer some more questions.
Well, bye. Guys, if you made it this far, thank you so much for all the love and appreciation you've given towards us. Thank you for being here on the long road to 10K. Hopefully you'll be with us to 20K and 30K and 50, all the way to 100 and beyond.
Infinity and beyond.
Or until we all decide to quit and find something else to do in life.
Nope,
but
not going to happen.
Regardless, we do love you. Thank you for all the support. We appreciate you, and we hope you stay with us on this fun and exciting journey. Guys, what are we going to do?
We're going to punch it.
it.
Blah!